How's it going, everyone? Today we're going to be making the ever popular, and one of my personal favorite demons, Alice. Now, for those of you coming into Shin Megami Tensei from the Persona series, you should know that, unfortunately, Alice isn't quite the powerhouse here as she is in those games. The main reason for this being how instant death abilities have been changed, as they now require the enemy to be weak to light or dark spells to even have a chance of instant death even working. Nevertheless, we can still make Alice a very potent dark damage dealer. Now, much like with my Loki and Artemis builds, I will be showcasing a base Alice build that functions well on its own and can be fused relatively early, with which you can then customize to your own playstyle and preferences. But of course, I will also be presenting an in-game version for those who want to use Alice all the way until the very end. Additionally, I also have an extra special spicy and unorthodox build to present to you as well. But for the base Alice build, we have what you see on screen now. Die For Me is Alice's signature ability and her go-to skill to use. It hits 2 to 5 times against random targets for a very respectable dark damage and has a 30% chance to instantly kill enemies that are weak to dark. Do note that because of how skills like Die For Me work in this game, that being skills that can hit a somewhat random number of times, against a single enemy you will always get the lowest number of hits. This means that against one enemy, Die For Me will never hit more than twice. Now, because of the random nature of Die For Me, you can run into situations in which one of the opposing enemies nullifies dark damage. In these cases, we have Mudun, which allows Alice to keep dishing out damage without the need to worry about costing you press turns. For defensive options, Endure and Resist Light are taken. Resist Light shores up Alice's weakness to light damage, and Endure lets her survive lethal damage once per fight. Restore is then taken to help with MP efficiency, and Dark Pleroma is taken to increase Alice's damage output. Finally, Great Life Spring and Great Mana Spring are taken to further boost Alice's survivability and MP efficiency. An endgame version of this build may look something like this, replacing Mudun with Mudobarion, Endure with Enduring Soul, Restore with High Restore, Resist Light with Null Light, and finally both Greater Springs with Null Physical and High Dark Pleroma. Now, as for the spicy and unorthodox build I alluded to earlier, we will be looking to take advantage of Alice's very respectable luck stat by incorporating a poison component into her build. For this, Toxic Spray is chosen as the poison applicator of choice due to its ability to not only apply poison, but also debuff the enemy's defense by 1 stage. And Poison Adept and Poison Master are taken to increase the damage of poison by a hefty amount. Finally, Great Curse Siphon increases Alice's MP efficiency by restoring MP every time you apply poison to an enemy, though admittedly this skill is mostly taken for flavor and can be easily swapped to something else. Now, this poison build isn't necessarily the best way to play Alice, nor is it meant to be. It's just a fun and different way to play her other than the standard do lots of dark damage. So now that we have the build explanation out of the way, let's make ourselves an awesome Alice. Alright, so for this fusion we do need to prepare quite a few demons in advance. We need an Addis, needs to be at least level 30. We need a Yakshni, a Megami, a Horus at least at level 45, a Daemon, a Principality, a Poltergeist, a Bugs, a Jack-o'-lantern, and an Idun. Once you have these, we can begin step 1, fusing Addis and Yakshni together in order to make a Huapo, and we just want to be making sure we're passing down Endure here. Alright, once you've done that, we're going to be fusing this Huapo with the Megami in order to make a Serenup. And again, we're going to be passing down the Endure. If you're like me and you have the Chaos Miracle to be able to overwrite any ability, also make sure you pass down Restore. Okay, and then we're going to take this Serenup and we're going to fuse it with Idun in order to make a Thunderbird. And here we're going to be passing down Endure and Restore. Also, if your Thunderbird does not hit level 41, you will need to level it up to level 41 to learn Great Life Spring. And assuming at this point it did level up to at least level 41, we will go ahead and keep the Great Life Spring. Alright, then next we're going to be fusing the Horus with Daemon in order to make a Korapoker. And we're going to be passing down Great Mana Spring here. Alright, and then we're going to take this Korapoker, and we are going to be fusing it together with a Principality in order to make a Forneus, making sure to pass down Great Mana Spring. Alright, next step will be to fuse the Thunderbird we made earlier with this Forneus in order to make a Mushu. And we want to make sure that we are passing down the Restore, Great Mana Spring, Endure, and Great Life Spring. And once we've done this, we can hop over to the Special Fusion to go ahead and fuse Alice. So here we are, and of course, we will be passing down Endure, Restore, Great Mana Spring, and Great Life Spring. And of course, if your Alice levels up any, you will want to go ahead and learn Dark Pleroma, with the actual last step being to level up Alice to level 43, again learning Dark Pleroma and Resist Light. And with that, the base Alice build is complete. And that'll do it for this showcase and build guide for Alice in Shin Megami Tensei V. If you liked the build and the video, do be sure to leave a like, comment, and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And if you have any questions about the build or this video or really anything else that I cover, you can always hit me up over on Twitch at twitch.tv/RoslinGaming or my Discord server, both of which are linked in the video description below. Until next time, take care.